We're fireflies.
Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome to the second video of the introduction interface. Okay, so this video we are going to be covering out the left panels which we done in the previous video, or the panels which we left out of the previous video. So let's jump in and get started. Okay, so these are the right side panels and the top panels which we left out. So let's start off with the right side panels. So currently in the right side you have two panels opened. Number one, the page panel. So we don't have anything on the workboard, so you have only two. So the pages panel indicates or gives you the information about the page, about what document you have, or what workboard you have, or what workboard are you working with, and the width and the height of that particular workboard. Right below that you have the ability to change the color of the workboard, and also you have some more options, and we'll cover about this master option later. So you have a more bleed option, which kind of acts like a margin or a kind of stuff or something important. If you are familiar with Adobe InDesign, this feature is going to be useful for you in more ways. So right below that you have a margin option, which helps you to work or set a restriction to your work, or just like you have some guides in Photoshop to just put some restrictions to exclude a particular area, or to if you're working on a YouTube channel, or for example, this margins can be really useful because some part of areas in YouTube channel arts, the center or some particular resolutions are only visible on all 3D devices. So in those cases you could just use this margin feature. And right below that you have the document tab, which is not currently doesn't do anything. So you have the unit option, the grid options, the document. Inside the document tab you have these two, and the unit tab, what it does is you could just change the values, either centimeters, millimeters, bytes, points, pixels, anything. Currently I'm working on pixels, and I recommend you to set it in pixels every time, because people just work in pixels, and that's really important if you're working on for screen, or if you're working for print or anything. Then you could just change the values according to what you are working with, the values determines. So right below that you have the grid. So currently I have the grid off. If I go ahead and turn it on, you'll be able to see square grids going around all through my screen, and right next to that we have the isometric grid option, which helps you when you are working with some isometric projects. Like if you don't know what is isometric, then it is a kind of 3D stuff that you do in Photoshop. No, I haven't seen people doing it in Photoshop, but I have seen people doing it in Illustrator and moreover After Effects too. So we'll get deep inside of all of these functions when we get more deep inside of this course, and that's going to be really important. These panels, these grids are really important. Okay, so most probably you have to use these grids, and you will be finding yourself using these grids a lot. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'll just turn off the grid, and let me show you something more. These wide side panels, or something like chameleons, or something like something that acts on the people you talk to, or when you have something on the orbit, it depends. Or let me show you an example. I'm just going to go ahead and create a shape on the orbit, and right now when I have the shape selected, you see a numerous amount of panels are being displayed, and I deselect it, goes off. So these are the two native panels, and then the panels that occur or visible are based on what object you have selected on the screen. So currently you have the rectangle selected, so we have a number of options in the first tab. This has no name, or you could either give a name for yourself. So you have a position option, size, rotate. In case you want to transform a free transform, then you click on this transform button, and the anchor point alignment options, and right at the top you have the shape alignment options. Then moreover, there are lots of functions which you need to cover out, and yeah, as I said before, when we get deep inside of this course, we'll be talking about this much more. Right below that you have the appearance panel, which helps you to go ahead and work or curve out the corners of the shape as like you wish. If it's a square, you'll be able to see, I will be able to make a circle, but right now it's not a square, it's a triangle, a rectangle, so we don't have the ability to make a square. Okay, right below that you have the opacity option, what this opacity does is just reduce the fill amount of the color. In the case, you have the another option in Illustrator, like the fill. So yeah, if you're familiar with Photoshop and Illustrator, this course is more important, and the opacity just works the same as Photoshop and Illustrator. Right below that, you have the same blending mode options, and we're not going to be talking about these right now because these are just deep stuff. So whenever we get deep inside of this video or this course, we'll be talking about this. Right below that, you have style. Currently, we don't have any style applied to it, so you don't have any options to go for the style. So right below that, you have the fill, where you can change the color of the shape and change the blend mode even, and change the opacity and toggle the visibility. And right below that, you have the borders tab or panel. We don't have any border applied now, so it doesn't show anything. Right below that, we have the effects panel, where you can apply a numerous amount of effects to the shape you have or the object you have in the artboard selected. So moving on to the top panels, we have a numerous amount of options for us to go through. At the first, we have the save option. We don't have to save this document now. Commonly, every one of you know how to save documents, so here is the save option. So right next to that, you have the undo button, and this is basically what you have in everything. Just like you click this arrow mark, and it's going to take you one step backward. How many times you click, it's going to take you that much steps backward. And right next to that, you have the redo option, the same step forward, undo, step backward, redo, step forward. Right next to that, you have the zoom in options, the minus button to zoom out and the plus button to zoom in, and this arrow mark pointing in all of the directions to fit the artboard to the screen. And right next to that, you have the pan tool. So you'll be noticing an arrow mark which is going to be revealing the tools that are hidden inside of the tools. So when we get deep inside of the tools video, or yeah, we have a video on the tools especially, so that video we'll be covering the tools. Moving on to the next side, we have the magnet or the snap selected. In case if we don't have it selected, none of the objects will snap. So right next to that, we have the tools panel, where the pointer tool, pen tools, shape tools, text tools are available. And the rest of the things are just like you have in your phone's editors. Flip horizontal option, vertical option, rotate options. And right next to that, we have 4 options, just like the pathfinder options and the group options in Illustrator and Photoshop. So we'll be covering this soon after, next video or maybe in the upcoming videos. And right next to that, you have the bring forward and send backward options, and these aren't really useful because I personally use the keyboard shortcut, so I don't find myself using these two often. So right next to that, you have the export option, or the button to export your artwork, and right next to that, you have the preview button. By clicking here, you'll be able to see the final artwork that's going to be exported, and by clicking escape, you can just return to the normal mode. So right in the next video, we'll be covering the more essential things about the toolbar, and thanks for watching. See you soon in the next video.